Good evening tonight from the Vatican, where today we witness something truly historic here. We were allowed inside the walls of the Vatican to spend time with Pope Francis on the eve of his historic visit to the United States. We're about to take you inside too. The Pope greeting us today as he prepares for his trip. He told me he's ready, and he offered a message to Americans before he makes the trip. The Pope allowing us to visit as we helped connect him with Americans across the country today in several different cities, a virtual papal audience, taking questions, listening to stories of struggle, at times breaking into English, a rarity for this Pope. Millions around the world have watched Pope Francis from a distance, and for a time today, we were allowed up close. A Pope whose warmth and words are already defining him. A Pope who today even asked an American teenager to sing for him. We quietly wait outside this door, inside the closed walls of the Vatican. We're not far from the Pope's residence, a simple building where he lives with other priests, famously choosing to forego the grand papal apartment. We're told in a moment the doors will open, the Pope will emerge. Instead, the door opens, they wave me inside. The Pope asking for a moment to meet before the cameras. Then our walk to the room where he knows we are about to connect him with hundreds of Americans across the country, a virtual papal audience, a conversation with them. We tell him there are many families, many young people in America who will follow his American trip on television. And as we head into the room, a smile, surprise at the scope of the crew. He knows our cameras are in 3 cities he won't be able to visit, a school in Chicago, in Los Angeles, and a church in McAllen, Texas, on the U.S.-Mexico border.
Su Santidad, es un gran honor estar con usted aquí en el Vaticano, y muchas gracias por su tiempo hoy.
Lo hago con gusto.
We tell him we are honored to be here, and we begin.
And we are curious if you have a message before your visit to the United States.
Un saludo grande.
He tells us a big greeting to the Catholic community of the United States and to everyone, all of the citizens of the U.S. And when 19-year-old Marcus in Los Angeles asks the Pope why his trip to the U.S. is so important,
it's a great honor to meet you.
Para mí es muy importante.
He says, for me, it is very important to meet with you all, the citizens of the U.S., who have your history, your culture, your virtues, your joys, your sadness, your problems like everyone else. There were many questions and stories of adversity and survival. Valerie, 17 from Chicago, who has struggled with a rare skin disorder her whole life. She sought music to survive the bullying. And after the tears in front of the Pope, an unexpected request from Pope Francis. And that request in English.
Valerie, I would like to hear you singing. May I ask of you to sing a song for me?
We were all unsure if she would sing.
Be courageous.
Junto a ti, María, como niño quiero estar. Tómame en tus brazos, guíame en mi caminar.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
Una canción para el Papa es difícil.
The Pope talking to single mothers, to students, even surprising an American nun, tackling issues, immigration, abortion, education. We have never seen anything quite like it from a Pope, but this Pope, after all, is already breaking the mold. From the moment the world met him on that balcony, wearing white, a simple cassock.
Buonasera.
Even with a limo waiting, he instead chose to ride in a van with some of the very cardinals who had just named him Pope. He returned to the hotel to pay the bill himself. He often now rides in a Ford Focus, telling priests and nuns to drive humble cars. And we saw it right here in Rome. The nuns waving to us. Pope Francis has never used a computer, owned a cell phone, but he is on Twitter. Tweets are approved by the Pope himself. He has 22 million followers. His messages retweeted more than any other leader in the world, 8 times the rate of President Obama. The first ever selfies with a Pope, spreading worldwide within seconds of being snapped. And with millions waiting with their phones in America, one more message before he arrives.
Do you have a message for America before your visit, a parting message?
Que rezo por ustedes.
He said, I'm praying for all of you, the people of the United States, and I ask you to pray for me. Our time with Pope Francis here today. And a number we came across here in his first full year as Pope, 5.9 million visitors came here to the Vatican. That's nearly triple the number before him. And he's about to bring that energy to America. Later tonight, right here, we'll take you along the route where Pope Francis will visit when he comes to the U.S. and what the Pope has already said about what he misses most after becoming Pope. And Friday night, right here, a special edition of 2020, the Pope and our virtual papal audience with Americans in 3 different cities, their questions for him, their moments with the Pope from our time inside the Vatican. That's Friday night at 10, right here. Finally tonight here, our exclusive visit with Pope Francis here at the Vatican today. We shared with you his message before his historic visit to the United States. Tonight here, we take you along part of the route he will take, where he will visit when he arrives in America. Our journey to the Vatican and our visit today with Pope Francis. But the Pope's journey is just beginning. In less than a month now, Pope Francis will arrive in the U.S., first to our nation's capital, meeting President Obama at the White House, and doing something no Pope has done before, giving an address to a joint meeting of the United States Congress. Then on to New York City, the mural already going up, Welcome, Pope Francis. Evening prayer at St. Patrick's Cathedral, addressing the United Nations General Assembly, and a Mass at Madison Square Garden. And then to Philadelphia for the World Meeting of Families, stopping at Independence Hall. A chance to meet Americans and talk to them face to face. As we know, he's already communicating on Twitter. 22 million followers, one of his most popular tweets, inequality is the root of social evil. A message these students here in Rome say he'll bring to America. Do you think that this Pope is preparing a message for America?
I don't think he's going to hold back, and I hope he doesn't hold back.
Income inequality, immigration.
Sure. Income inequality, immigration, racial inequality especially, that's a huge issue right now. He's a voice for those issues right now.
And we went up with American tourists here, couples in St. Peter's Square, excited about seeing the Pope back in America. So different, they say, from his predecessors. What is it about this Pope?
He likes common people.
He's just so friendly and outgoing, just seems like the people's Pope.
The people's Pope. We heard it from so many Americans here. And once asked about what he misses most since his papacy began, Pope Francis said being able to walk tranquilly on the streets and going to a pizzeria to eat a good pizza. Pope Francis missing his trips to the pizzeria, but preparing for his trip now to America. We thank the Pope for inviting us here inside the Vatican today and to offer a message before his visit and to connect with Americans in cities he won't be able to visit. I hope you'll see it all this Friday during a special edition of 2020. And until then, I'm David Muir. Thank you for watching tonight. I'll see you from New York tomorrow. And from all of us here at ABC News, good night from the Vatican.
Where the folks here, immigrants that just crossed the border and people from this community experienced this amazing virtual audience with the Pope himself. They got advice from him as well as blessings. And I would like to bring back here Sister Norma Pimentel, the sister who leads the center that has turned into, leads the church that has turned into a welcome center for so many undocumented immigrants from Latin America. Sister Norma, the Pope, you weren't even standing up, and the Pope himself called upon you. How did that feel?
Wow. That was beautiful. And I think on behalf of everybody present, because I represent all of us, and thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Were you expecting it at all, Sister Norma?
No, not at all. No.
And when he said, go forth with your work, he even said, I have to remind everyone, he even said, I love you. How did that feel coming from the Holy Father?
Awesome.
Thank you, Sister Norma. Our chant here from Sacred Heart in McAllen, Texas was, the Pope is here, we can feel him. And I'd like for you to get just a little more of that sentiment, of the feeling of what it's like to be down here on this very special day today. Así que se ve, se siente, está presente, se ve. We see him, we feel him, the Pope is here. That's what they're chanting.